Last month, via the power of Zoom, we caught up with Peterborough Amputee manager Tylo Pearce, who looked back at a fantastic weekend for the Peterborough Amputee team that led to success in the Disability Cup.
Well, Tylo, first and foremost, it's been an impressive, a mammoth 24 hours for you. I know you've been doing interviews left, right and centre, but when you reflect on what your guys achieved at St George's Park, you must be delighted.
Yes, it's just amazing. It's I think the excitement has been building gradually. We obviously expected to take part in this last year, having won the league in 2019, and it's been a difficult year for everyone for different reasons. So we lost that, and we accepted that. And then once we found out this FA Disability Cup was going to go ahead this year, we was just hoping that the opportunity was going to come to us again, and it did. So as we got closer to this event taking place, the excitement levels just built in terms of even the amount of work we had to do in terms of organising the event from our end, linking in with BT Sports and the FA and meeting the requirements what they needed, especially around sort of COVID testing and making sure everyone's done their lateral flow tests and all that sort of stuff. It was a sort of quite a mammoth task, really, sort of organising it from having gone through a period of really just doing nothing, people training individually. So we've missed football, and great just to get back playing again. It was an amazing experience for everyone concerned.
Yeah, and it was great as well that BT televised it as well, and really showcased what disability football was all about.
Yes, they really did go for it in terms of we heard that they were interested in sort of showing. There was 5 disability football events taking place over the weekend, so we heard the rumours they were interested in doing it, but we wasn't allowed to talk publicly about it or anything like that. So we was just hoping it was going to happen. And as soon as we had the announcement they were taking part and who was presenting it, and just absolutely amazing, really. And then it's funny, really, because when I took on the team in terms of taking over from Gary Maheineke, who's really looking after the team and playing as well. It was a bit of a changing of the guard in terms of players. And I remember for our first fixture, we could only get 6 players. And that was a nightmare, getting those 6 people up to Manchester to play some football, knowing it was playing against, teams of 7 with loads of subs. Funnily enough, for this fixture, I had 13 players available, and Gary dropped out of a squad just to accommodate other players. So that really just sort of surmises how excited the squad were about a fixture, wanting to take part. We had one player who'd never played competitive amputee football before, called Matt Rowley, who he was coming along more for the experience as opposed to sort of playing sort of huge part of a match or anything like that. And but we managed to get Matt on the pitch, and the potential he's got going into next season, having had a boost of playing on a sort of platform like that as well. We also had Shelby take part, and she's the only adult female player in the game at present. And in that respect, she really is a role model. And she's had various health issues, and has had to deal with cancer a few times, and obviously had her leg amputated. And sort of people like Shelby will inspire other people to take part in amputee football, no doubt about that. Even in terms of the social media aspects of it, there was BT Sports posted 2 video clips on their social media feed. One with Shelby just being subbed onto the pitch, and they were talking about how historic that was, and one which was the sort of final events of the match where we won. And I had a look earlier today, and they're both comfortably over 250,000 views now, and various people have commented, including some celebrities as well. So for our amputee football team, when sometimes we couldn't even get a full squad together for fixtures, but we went and played it, to now be recognised on that platform is unreal. So it's going to take us a few days at least to sort of come down from that.
In terms of the game itself, I mean, obviously went down to the dreaded penalty kicks, and I guess the last 12 months, we know all about that in this country. I mean, how tense were the guys and girls in terms of that? Did you do any practice on penalties? Is it a case of just trying to handle the occasion?
Yeah, it's been difficult for us to get together to sort of do those sorts of practices and stuff like that. So we've had a few meeting up in different venues. Never a full squad. That's not happened. But we played some matches and I think we just about managed to get a team together, although I had to drop out last minute as well. So that was a bit awkward. But we had one or two players that had been practicing penalties. But Portsmouth played exceptionally well. The BT Sports pundits were tipping us as a favourites to win, although Portsmouth had beaten us in the last time we played them, which was sort of 18 months ago, under strange circumstances. So to get to penalties, to be honest, I just wanted to get there. In all honesty, there was times where Portsmouth were really strongly attacked, and we had to really defend sort of deep. The heat was a real factor as well. So it was literally, let's just get to penalties and worry about that. But I was able to make the changes at the end to ensure I had the players on the pitch I felt were best placed to take penalties at the end. And obviously that worked because we scored every penalty, and they were all good penalties as well. The goalkeeper just really didn't have a chance of saving any of them, in all honesty. So they held the nerve, and it was a high pressure, high stakes sort of scenario for them. So really, really proud. And then we had two young goalkeepers, and we decided to give them half each. So in goal for the first half was Chris Ferguson and a young lad 19, and they made reference at half time to it being the Chris Ferguson show. So that's sort of made his day, and I know his family are really proud of him. And then the second lad is Kieran Lambourne, who is actually just graduated from Portsmouth University, and he actually spent some time with the club as an intern as well. So when Peterborough United first team got promoted to the Championship, we've seen the video clips of Kieran on the pitch with everyone else sort of lapping it up. So he's been able to do it almost in his own right now as a successful sportsman. So absolutely made up for both of them. Really good lads.
And as I say, what can this do for disability football? Not just the showcase you had, but the final that it was, and the fact that so many people have been commenting on it. I guess for you guys, it's showcasing that anyone can play football.
Yes, well, that's the thing is we've played fixtures where hardly anyone's turned up, a couple of spectators, and you're thinking we've got international players taking part here. We've played in World Cups, European Championships, who if they had all their limbs would probably be playing one or two playing in a professional game. Yeah, and you can look at some of the other clubs as well. Man City got some players who you think they could be professional footballers, and they're sort of. They're now role models in a different way, but exceptionally talented sports people. So from a Peterborough United point of view, it raises a profile of the game. It gets people talking about us in terms of who we are, what we've achieved. People have watched the game and have commented on, wow, this is good, because these players played for an hour, sort of on crutches, and and even like the last few seconds of a game where they're sort of sprinting forward to try and get that goal or charging back just to try and deny a shooting opportunity. So we want more players to take part, and also as well, not just with amputee football. There's obviously different football. There's deaf football, there's cerebral palsy football, there was frame football featured over the weekend as well. So there's got to be more people in Peterborough with disabilities who've got an interest in sport, not just football but other sport, who may want to give something a go or just be part of it. We've got players who are amputees who don't necessarily play, but we consider to be part of our family. And it would be great to see more people in the city and surrounding areas have more of an interest in giving it a go and actually having those opportunities there for them as well. That's really important. We've got to create something to get more players out, because that's where your legacy is.
And just finally, I know Free Kicks Foundation with the sort of sponsors on your shirt. You've had a lot of support as well externally, and that's key, isn't it, for you guys in terms of progression?
Yes, well, we've had Free Kicks with us for as long as I can remember, and it's we've been invited to meet with them both. Steve, I've forgotten Steve's partner's in crime name, which is really really important, but I'm sure she'll be listening and will accept my apologies. But we've had kit sponsored. This is the second time we've had a kit provided. It was the only the second time we've worn that kit. We gave it a dress rehearsal sort of a few weeks beforehand, and that support is invaluable, isn't it? It's we don't want to go around and sort of begging and saying can we have this, can we have that. So to have a sponsor like Free Kicks, and we've also had CFG Law who've come in and sponsors from training tops, it's great, isn't it? Because they're just recognising what we do, and in terms of you know, I think the FA Disability Cup being broadcast in the way it is has given both charities, charity free kicks, and obviously CFG Law, the exposure, what they're probably looking for as well. And yeah, so it's not just sponsoring money just because it's a nice cause, they're getting something in return. So we're really proud of that. And if you look at free kicks in particular and what they do, they provide some really, really amazing opportunities with some disadvantaged children, some people have had some really difficult times for different reasons. And you know, in some respects, we fit into that ethos as well, with some of the players and what they've experienced in life. So yeah, we absolutely love it, and the association will continue as well, without doubt. We really appreciate it.